Hey guys, my name's James. I'm currently a pre-med up here at Brigham Young University, Idaho. I just kind of want to give you all some tips and tricks and things that helped me get a 4.0 up here in college. So let's get started. The first tip that I have for you guys is to go get a planner from Walmart. They're fairly inexpensive, they're only about $10 or $15, but they're very helpful. And so what I did is I went and got one of those, and then every Monday morning I'd actually go through each one of my classes and I'd write down each one of my classes for the full week. Now, as well, I'd also look at the syllabus and see what assignments I had due every single day, and then I'd write all those down as well, so I was prepared. So on Tuesday, I knew exactly what I had to do Wednesday. Now, this is very helpful because first of all, it kept me very organized, which is really important when you want to get a 4.0. And secondly, it kept me prepared. So if my friends were like, hey, do you want to go out tomorrow? I could say, let me check my schedule. Sorry, I have an essay. Or I could say, yeah, sure, and then be prepared and maybe do that essay the day before, or do it, in the morning. And so I knew I could always prioritize my homework to do my homework first, and so I would never get behind on that. Alright, now, the second tip I have for you guys is go to class. Now I know what you're thinking, James, obviously you have to go to class to get good grades. But when it's 7:30 in the morning, you just woke up, you have a biology class at 8, and you just want to get that couple extra minutes of sleep, the temptation is so great, it's so easy just to hit the snooze button. Don't do this. Fight through that, fight through the tiredness. It's not worth the extra minutes of sleep to not get a 4.0 or even fail your class. It is so easy to just hit that snooze button and roll right over and go right back to sleep. And so that's my second tip for y'all, is just go to class. Just go to class. Alright, now guys, my third tip I have for y'all is to get a study group. Now, this is really important because study groups, they have a few things that are really beneficial. The first one is the competitiveness. In my study group, we actually did a little bit of a competition. And so for each test that we do, whoever got the lowest grade on the test, they'd actually have to buy the other two lunch. And so there was always like this good competitiveness, always pushing each other to be, better, to get that better grade. That's what we'd always encourage each other if whoever got the lowest one, it'd be like, hey dude, you got it, you're gonna get it next time. That's one good thing with study groups. Another good thing is accountability. When you have, for me, I had 2 other people in my study group. When you got 2 other guys depending on you to show up and study at 6:30 and y'all are, it's a 2-hour study session, it's not just you who you're letting down if you decide not to go and not to study, it's them as well. It keeps you accountable to do what you need to do. Now, ultimately, I will say with study groups is be careful. If you are the top dog in your study group and you're kind of carrying the team, obviously get a new study group. That's not the study group for you. You want a study group that pushes you. And I'm not saying don't be the smartest. It's okay to be the smartest, but you need to be with people who work just as hard as you and are willing to go to the study sessions and learn and work just as much as you are. And same thing vice versa. If you're the one who's the weak link on the study group, go to those study groups and show that you want to be there. Now, my 4th tip I have for you guys, doing your homework and actually studying. Now, same thing, you guys are thinking, James, you gotta do your homework, pass a class, obviously. There's nobody standing over you. No teachers telling you when things are due. No teachers, some assignments I had, teachers didn't even tell me I had it. And so it would be, I'd look in my syllabus and see an assignment due, and I would never hear about it until like the day it was due. Turn this in, guys, turn this in. Luckily, I'd looked at my syllabus before, and so I knew it. And so doing your homework, obviously, for a grade is really good, but also it's a great way to study for the test. Most of the time, what's on the homework is going to be on the test. If you want to do good on the test, do your homework. That's a little mini study guide right there. And you get points for it. And so my 4th point I'd say is do your homework and do your studying. Alright, now my 5th tip that I have for you guys is going to tutoring. Now, this is not something to be ashamed about. This is not something that you should look down on. I went to tutoring plenty of times, and so did my entire study group. There are going to be some things that your professor teaches you or tells you that you just don't understand the way he teaches it. Sometimes you just need another perspective or hearing it a second time to understand that material. There'd be plenty of times where I wouldn't understand something, but my study group would, and so they could help me out there. But there was a couple times where none of us understood it, and then we'd go to tutoring, and every single time we went to tutoring, we'd leave understanding that topic. Tutoring is not something to be ashamed about. If there is something that you come across that you just don't understand, just go to tutoring. That's what it's there for. It's a tool to help you guys out to get that 4.0. Alright guys, now my 6th tip that I have for you is just believing in yourself. Now, I was watching YouTube the other day and I scrolled across a video. Will Smith says, he who says he can and he who says he can't are both usually right. So if you go into the beginning of this year thinking, oh, I've never gotten a 4.0 before, it's gonna be so hard, I just can't do it, I don't know if I can do it, you're usually right, as Will Smith says. So go into it, thinking and knowing, I got this. Killer mindset, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna kill it every single day, I'm gonna get up and grind every single day. And as well, surround yourself with people who think the same way. If you go into school with that mindset of, I'm gonna kill it every day, but you surround yourself with people who don't think that they can, you are who you hang around. So eventually, your mindset will slip into that as well. So just watch who you hang around and make sure that your friends are going to uplift you and not bring you down. Keep that good mindset going throughout the semester. Alright guys, so those are my 6 tips on things that helped me get a 4.0 up here in college. If you enjoyed it, feel free to drop a like down below. As well, if you want to follow me through my pre-med journey, feel free to subscribe. Pre-med, I'm doing med school, residency. But until then, see you next week. Peace.